special.
And as we begin 6:40, last 20 minutes here before 7 o'clock, snow continues to hit the state. We've got a mix of video and live pictures from our crews across the area. We'll begin with a look at Paseo del Norte and I-25. Now, this is, once again, live as we wake up on this New Year's morning. Light, very light traffic in the 6 o'clock hour out there, as you would expect on a holiday morning. But the snow has already fallen and passed from the west side of the metro area all the way up to the north, moving sort of east and northeast. That sort of track as it headed toward the mountains and across the state, dropping some snow there and creating a little bit of tricky driving conditions. Now we want to get to a mix of video from Los Lunas. Gives you an indication of just how heavy the snow was there in the early morning hours, right around 4 a.m. I-40 near Route 66 Casino. The plows were out and about this morning, trying to make sure that as the snow fell, people who were moving through east-west on I-40 were having a good go of it. And they've been able to keep up so far. There are still some snow-packed spots and icy spots as you travel this morning, so you'll want to take a very slow approach as you get out today and make sure that you're being careful out on the roads. Nice to have you with us for KRQE this morning. I'm Adam Atchison. Our top story this morning is, of course, the snow and ice making its way into the Duke City. Kristen Curry has been tracking that storm all morning long for us, staying on top of the latest radar and conditions. What's it look like now, Kristen?
We're starting to see a little bit more of that push further east. Earlier this morning, around 1, 2 a.m., it started creeping across that state line out of Arizona. Well, now it's passed over the metro area. This band is having a really hard time staying together. Once it hits these mountain ranges up and down the state, it doesn't like that. So it's kind of spreading out just a bit, taking a break here in the metro area. But Sacramento Mountains, you're about to get hit with this band of snow. It's pushing to the north and east. Ruidoso, I'm thinking we'll see a little bit more snow here in the next hour. Alamogordo, Cloudcroft, there we go, and then that will continue to push off further to the east. Northern mountains, including Santa Fe. I know it's snowing in Santa Fe right now. Keep sending in those pictures because we love to show them on air. The backyard reports and the backyard photos actually show me a little bit more than radar. So keep sending me on Facebook, Twitter, or even report it on our website, KRQE.com. As I mentioned, Albuquerque not seeing much right now. We're taking a break. We kind of had our heavy snow earlier this morning, so anything we get for the rest of the day will more than likely just be some light snow. Live look at Angel Fire right now. You can see the webcam captured some of those snowflakes falling up there in the northern mountains. We'll take the snow up in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. That I know skiers and boarders happy to have me say we're looking up to maybe about a foot of new snow by the time we end tomorrow. Paseo del Norte at Coors, you can see definitely a little bit of some snow sticking to the edges. We are so cold, and we have been so cold that each and every flake continues to stick. To make it not stick, you'd have to go out there and catch each flake individually because everyone has been cold. So it will continue to stick to the roadways and the interstates. The nice thing is we're going to start to see the snow taper off this evening. So if you do have evening plans, you won't be dealing with anything falling from the sky. Afternoon high still very cold, to make sure you bundle up. We're only looking at a high temperature today of about 32 degrees, but it's mostly a morning event. So as far as the Albuquerque metro area goes, and those of us to the west, we're pretty much starting to see this come to an end. Accumulations, trace amount to, as I mentioned, close to a foot of snow up in the higher terrain, northern mountains at that. Haven't seen anywhere near that here in the metro area, but it's sticking even outside the station. I'm seeing those white sidewalks. Flurries possible tomorrow. We have one little burst of energy left with this storm system that's going to swing through the state come tomorrow. Southern New Mexico, you guys are going to be targeted, especially southeast and eastern plains. I'm thinking another round of that wintry mix. So I'll have more details on the timing of tomorrow's snow, as well as more on where the snow is falling as we speak right now, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Kristen, thank you. 6:45. Why don't we take a live look now in Santa Fe this morning? And the snow is falling, has fallen there. Gives you a good indication of that park-like area of where the snow is tending to stick, which is, of course, grassy areas, sidewalks. It is affecting streets right now, including in the metro area. In Santa Fe, you're going to want to be careful, too, out and about on the roads. We are watching the very latest as the storm moves, again, east-northeast through New Mexico. Now we'll move on to Los Lunas as that storm continues to move in. You can see that the snow fell there in a big way this morning. It continues to move, into Albuquerque in the last couple of hours or so. In the early morning hours, right around 4 a.m., that snow was already sticking to the ground and making for very slippery conditions on the road there. Now we'll turn to what it looks like on I-40 near the Route 66 casino. We gave you a little bit of a sample of this here a couple of minutes ago. The snow piled up on the road there. It stuck to almost right away around 4:30 this morning. Made for some tricky road conditions east and west on I-40. We did notice plows out and about already making the way for drivers who were needing to plow through there to get through there this morning on their drive. We'll continue to monitor that. I know that NM Department of Transportation is already out making sure that the interstates, I-25 and I-40, are a priority this morning, and then getting those state highways. Now some viewer video to share with you from Mesita this morning. Take a look and listen to what this viewer said.
Early morning snow, 5 a.m. in Mesita or in Rito, New Mexico. Early morning snow, you can see the snowflakes falling. Cold.
Yeah, you sure can. I'm sure it's cold there, and the snowflakes were big and heavy there too, covering the car and some of the grassy areas and maybe even the driveway there. Slippery conditions on the roads, it's an understatement really. Crews are getting out really wherever the weather is to salt and cinder them in the early hours here. Road crews spent all day Wednesday bracing for the snowstorm. The New Mexico Department of Transportation loaded sand and cinder into their trucks, then prepped their 150 snowplows. Like DOT, the city of Albuquerque loaded up its trucks with sand too. City plans to spread the sand in well-traveled areas like downtown to help prevent ice from building up on city streets. For drivers out on the road right now, the city and DOT says the best thing that you can do, take your time, slow down. We can't emphasize that enough. They say the #1 cause of crashes in icy conditions like this is speed. So have that on the mind when you're behind the wheel. Snow and ice are beginning to lead for tricky conditions in other areas too. I-40 at Cedillo Hill. This is a look at the New Mexico Roads website, which gives us an indication of just how severe conditions are, not just on the major thoroughfares, but also on some of the side roads throughout the state. Cedillo Hill, snowpacked this morning. There are some headlights moving around in there in this still camera picture taken just a few moments ago. Again, snowplows will be moving through there to make sure that traffic has an easy go of it. Now let's move on to I-25 San Antonio. Can we do that as we look at here we go. We'll move this camera up so you can see what's happening there. Again, the sides of the roads, not too bad on the main thoroughfares here. It looks like traffic has already been able to make a path through the snow that's fallen there, but the sides of the road definitely snowpacked this morning. 285 at Powake. Can we move on to that one too? Get you an indication of what it looks like in that area. As soon as that camera clears, while they're prepping that, I want to let you know the western side of the state is where this storm sort of moved in at first, and that right around the Gallup area is where the trickiest conditions on the roads happen first. So you'll if you're headed out to the Arizona border or from there, that's the area that you're going to want to take it the slowest. This is Stanley Griegos Bridge in Espanola. Boy, the snow fell there in a big way too, and has covered the road almost completely there. Now, they've been out prepping the roads. They emphasize for you, we emphasize again, that taking it slow is a good idea. Slowing down, making sure that you give yourself plenty of distance between you and the driver in front of you if you're behind the wheel this morning. If you have to get out to work or you're coming home from work, whatever the case may be, maybe coming home from one of those overnight parties. Cold temperatures often prompt people in this kind of weather to turn up their thermostat. 3 years ago, 30,000 homes did not have gas because of a supply problem in sub-zero temperatures. Some people were left without heat for 6 days, and we wanted to know if the New Mexico Gas Company is ready for the chilly weather this time.
This is the highest demand that we have seen all winter so far. We've contracted for ample supplies out of the Permian and the San Juan basins, and we've seen this storm coming well ahead in advance, and we feel well prepared.
The gas company's been hit with a class action lawsuit because of the 2011 outage. That disruption caused hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages, most from frozen pipes. With the temperatures dropping, it's important to remember the danger not only to humans but also to pets. Albuquerque animal welfare officers have been busy checking out calls about pets left out in the cold. Officers are talking with some owners and also confiscating pets in extreme cases. Yesterday, animal welfare was out handing bags of straw to a pet owner, at least one, to help winterize one doghouse. An officer on another call confiscated 2 small dogs. Owners can be fined or in some cases charged with animal cruelty. If you do see an animal left out in the cold, we hope that doesn't happen. You can report it by calling 311. All right, we're touring some pictures sent in by you, helping us tell the weather story this morning on this early New Year's Day. Edgar Vasquez just sent in a picture from Moriarty this morning that gives you an indication of the snow that's fallen in that area. We also got a snow from Guate, New Mexico, which indicates just how much snow has fallen on the western side of the state, too. And Ignacio sent us a photo from the snow that's fallen near the airport this morning. Yes, it hit the metro area, too, in the overnight, early morning hours. Help us tell the weather story throughout New Mexico right now. As you begin your day, if you can snap a weather picture or capture some video that we might be able to share here on KRQE this morning or on social media, we would love to see it and share it. Send it to reportit@krqe.com. It's so simple, and we love to include you in our weather coverage. We're tracking the winter storm as it moves through New Mexico. Meantime, right now in our newsroom and also our weather center, we got a wintry mix on air online, krqe.com, that we're talking about. So stay with us. This is good.